All right. I've been a little depressed over the last couple of months, and why is that? Because America, the United States, because the United States is not America, the United States is just part of America, is having its presidential election. And I will tell you, it has been a long election. Now, this is the first national election that I have voted for, and I voted early. So it's like sort of anticlimactic election day. But it's the first election I have voted in living with Danish girlfriend. And living with Danish girlfriend who would comment about the American election, the United States election, because we know that the United States is not America, it is part of America. And she would comment and tell me things that her mother talked about and how the Danish elections are run. And it made me think, boy, I wish Denmark could run our election. And I mean, really, it's just like the United States is not doing very well with running its own elections. Denmark should run its own election for a number of reasons. One, this election would have been over in about a month, 2 months tops. Now, people say, well, you need time to make up your mind. How much time did I need to make up my mind? That's it. That was all. I knew who I wanted to vote for, and I knew the type of issues that were there. I don't need a year and a half. And then it is like having a first date, right? Or any date. It's just, after a while, you just run out of things to talk about. So now they're just rehashing all this nonsense. And I'm tired of it. I already voted. I'm not sure what I wish. But I do wish that Denmark would run the United States elections for two reasons. One, it would be over. Two, it wouldn't cost so much. Denmark has a cap, I believe, on how much someone can spend, and they don't raise as much money, and they don't put advertisements, at least on the national media channel, which is watched the most. Here, we have spent, and I say we because I didn't spend a darn thing. If I had the money, I would be living on a beach. We've spent $15 billion on campaign advertising, and that's just advertising. We don't know all the dark things, the parties, this, that. You know what? We have spent more on this election than you would spend on a wedding. And Americans are very famous for extravagant weddings. But you could educate an entire generation of people with the amount of money we have spent trying to educate the electorate in this country. And you know what? We didn't educate them. We just got them angrier and angrier and angrier. And here's another bone that I have to pick with this thing. Only 6 states matter. You know what? Danish girlfriend said, some of her friends say, oh, would you vote for us to make sure that whatever? My vote doesn't even matter because I'm in a state that's not a swing state. So I feel just like a Danish citizen in this election, watching as an outside observer. Now, this is the downside of having a Danish girlfriend. When you have a Danish girlfriend, and then you get to know that her Danish elections are better run and better positioned to create a functioning government. They have their problems. It's a parliamentary government. I get it. And they have to horse trade it. But at least they talk. And these people are the ones. Here's another thing. The candidates are picked by the party in Denmark for the most part. Here, any rogue person with a social media account can step in and say, I'd like to be your representative. Now, that may all be well and good for the 10% or fewer people who vote in that primary, but for the totality of the people who they are going to represent, it's not a good deal. Why? These people have gotten into office by being an extremist, and they're going to stay an extremist in the office. 2 examples. I'll choose both one Republican, one Democrat. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Alexandra Cortez, AOC. They don't even say her name that much. All I know is it's AOC. Now you can say, oh, you're ignorant. No, I am digesting the information that I am receiving from the media, which is supposed to be the fourth estate, which is supposed to keep things in check. Walter Cronkite said that without a functioning press, democracy is dead. Well, I'm telling you, it's on life support, because the media is just another extension of the political parties' factions. Rachel Maddow on MSNBC is just a cheerleader for the liberal people. And then you've got Tucker Carlson. I don't understand this man. He was well educated, and now he's not just talking nonsense, he's promoting nonsense and promoting the creation of more nonsense. And that's what the United States election cycle, because the United States is not America, it's part of America, has condoned. And you know what the weirdest part of all this thing? When the election is over in less than a week, the next election begins. Please, Denmark, make a proposal to the United States Federal Election Commission and say, you will send over your advisors to run our elections from now on. If only that could happen, I think we might have a chance in this country. Thank you kindly.